So hello my dear friends, welcome back. Welcome to your channel Cooking Astrology. First of all, I would like to thank all of you for subscribing my channel and liking my videos. Thanks a lot. So let's continue our journey, our series of lords through houses in Vedic Astrology, and let's try to understand third house lord in all the 12 houses. This is actually the house which represents your willpower, your courage, your risk-taking abilities. So in whichever house that lord is posited, it means risk-taking abilities are surely going towards that areas of your life. Apart from this thing, this is also the house of initiation. Initiation means any kind of a new step or new change which is going to happen in your life. That thing is actually seen from the third house, because third house is also the house of struggles. This is going to put forth a lot of struggles in your life. So it is up to you how you are going to take that challenges in your life, whether you are going to be positive, negative, or in which direction you are actually taking that efforts in your life. Because most of the individuals, every one of you are hardworking, okay, but some are actually putting their efforts in the very right direction and they are receiving a wonderful amount of results. But on the other hand, some individuals, they are actually putting their efforts in the wrong direction and they are not receiving that amount of results in your life. So that disorganized results, they are also going to come through the third house. This is also the house which represents your communication, your fluency, your ability to interact with other individuals, how you are actually going to present your ideas, your opinions in front of other people. Third house is also the house of your subconscious mind, okay. So whatever the programming or the mental program which is actually fed into your mind from the very beginning of your childhood days, whether that third house lord have the capability or ability to change that mental programming and that will lead towards better life or not, that is also going to come through the third house. This is also the house which is directly opposite to the ninth house. So ninth house is your bhagya, fortune, luck factor. So that third house is the supporter of your ninth house as well. That is why this is the house of short distance traveling in your life. Whether the change of direction is actually helpful in your case, in order for you to experience life in a better way, that thing is going to come through this third house. Even most importantly, I will tell you, right now we are living in a 21st century and many individuals, they are going to live a very mundane kind of a life without any major taking pain or any major efforts or risks in their life. But if you want to look into the high achievers, okay, the individuals that have sacrificed everything in their life and they have actually accomplished a huge level of success in their life, I will tell you this is the house which is going to act as an initiator, because you are going to take some amount of steps in order to improve your life. That is going to only come through this third house. No other house will help you to take risks in your life. So that is very important. Even if you want to become an entrepreneur, businessman, third house is going to play a very, very important role. Next, fifth and the 11th house, they are also very important from the entrepreneurial side. But I will tell you one thing, rather than the planet that is actually controlling the third house, if any planet is sitting over there, that is also going to have the ability to behave like a third house planet. Because whenever any planet is sitting in the third house, that is also going to absorb all the qualities of the third house. And that is going to give the results of your life. But our main concern is actually the direction in your life, like in which area or in which direction you actually need to put forth your efforts in order to receive the maximum possible result. So the third house lord, if it is posited in the third house, that is going to act as a game changer in front of your life. As I'm discussing with regards to the initiation part, third house will help you to take more initiatives in your life. This is a more risk-oriented house. If particularly the third house lord is going in the third house, what is going to happen? These kind of individuals, they have a very calculative kind of a brain or mindset. Like they have that ability to take that calculative risks in their life. But the difficulty is, for example, specifically the benefics like Jupiter, Mercury, Venus, and even planet Moon. If they are the controller of your third house and they are sitting in these houses, what is going to happen? In the initial stages of your life, before the age of 35, these benefits, they are going to giving you all the good results in your life. Because this is the house of self-efforts, and if benefits are over there, it means with the minimal amount of efforts and support system, you are going to receive the good amount of gains in your life. But as soon as the progression goes on, then the malefics, they tend to perform very well in the third house. And particularly if the malefics like Saturn, Mars and Sun, if they are the controller of these houses, third house, and they are posited in the third house, it means that headstrong mentality is going to be present over there. Even the main difference between the benefics and the malefics is like that. Benefics, they tend to protect this house at any cost. So it becomes difficult for these individuals to take initiation or to start something or even to take risks in their life, because benefics are going to act as a protection layer over your third house. So if that protection layer is actually formed by the benefic planets over the third house, it becomes difficult for these individuals to get out of their comfort zone and go over there. But if malefics are over there, it means the struggles and hardships are going to be the part of their particular life. And if malefics are present over there, it means their natural born capabilities are with that malefic energy. So that malefic energy, with the passage of time, they tend to restore extremely well in the third house. And as soon as that progression is happening in their life, they tend to realize these things inside. Like, am I supposed to do 9 to 5 job, or there is going to be certain new changes which I need to do in my life? So that is going to be the triggering point, depending upon the maturity of planet, is going to happen in these individuals' life. Even most important thing, third house lord in the third house is a very beautiful planet. Like, for example, suppose, as I told you, this is the house of your subconscious mind. Okay, so if that lord is present over there, and if suppose other planets, they are forming some sort of connection in the third house, or depending upon the aspects from some other areas towards the third house lord, the results are going to be totally changed in these individuals' life. Because what is going to happen, if suppose your 11th house lord, that is the house of money, your incoming gains, your hopes, your wishes and desires, if that lord is expecting that third house lord, maybe by either sitting in the 9th house or some other house, what is going to happen, this have the ability to mold the circumstances of the third house lord. Even, for example, that lord is in conjunction with some cluster of planets, for example 3 to 4 more planets, they are forming a conjunction in the third house, then what is going to happen, their efforts are going to be inclined in variety of directions. More the planets, the more amount of energy is getting distracted in different fields. And what is going to happen, these individuals, they don't know whether I'm putting efforts in the right direction, or these are the efforts that are going in the wrong direction. And with the passage of time, I will tell you, based upon the planetary maturity and their planetary Mahadasha as well, these individuals then they tend to incline their energies towards one specific goal into their lives.
So let's try to understand third house lord in the fourth house. See, first of all, whenever the third house lord is going in the fourth house, that is not going to be helpful from the family end, because third house is the house of your siblings also, and fourth house is the house of your family as well. What is going to happen with third house lord going in the fourth house, for example, suppose you are having 4 to 5 family members in your home, immediate I'm talking about, what is going to happen, all the 5 individuals, they are going to have a different thinking pattern. One is going to think in that direction, one in that, one in that, one in that direction. So this is not going to create any kind of a cumulative effect in your life. Next important thing, although third house lord going in the fourth house is the representation of a gains of third house, because that is going 2 places away, and according to concept of bhavat bhavam, if any planet is going 2 places away, it means your efforts are actually going to get fructified in the fourth house. But I will tell you one thing, even if the third house lord going in the fourth house and efforts are getting fructified, you tend to become a lot of comfortable human being in your person, because fourth house is actually the house of your comfort zones. Okay, so third house lord in the fourth is going to make you more comfortable. This is actually going to create a halting factor in front of you to take more risk and improve your life. Even third house is the house of your siblings as well, and fourth house is the house of land, real estate and property related matters. Depending upon the planetary degree or which planet is actually controlling third house lord going in the fourth house, most of the times problems related to inheritance, problem related to land, property and matter, these kind of a problem, they will eventually come up with the passage of time. even after marriage also, because 4th house is the house which represents your Seja Sukh, that is the marital bliss. So if 3rd house lord going in the 4th house, the only way to protect and save your marriage is to stay away from family. Otherwise, what is going to happen, that 3rd house lord is going to put forth a lot of affliction and negativity in the 4th house environment. It become extremely difficult for you with your life partner to survive in marriage. Specifically, I will tell you if you are living in some joint family kind of environment, because 4th house is actually the house of that family as well. So that it become very, very difficult for the sustenance of the 7th house as well. Even most of the time, for that we need to check the placement of your 7th house and 7th house lord as well. But 3rd in the 4th is not going to be considered as a good combination, specifically from the marriage point of view. And I sincerely advise you, if you are having this combination in your horoscope, first of all, you need to leave your family and settle away. Then you look for the other areas like career, family and all that aspects into your life. Now the 3rd house lord going in the 5th house, what is actually happening over there? First of all, I will tell you, this is a wonderful combination at the same time, and this is going to be most challenging combination at the same time. The reason why I am telling you this thing, 5th house, I told you when I initially start this video, I talk about the entrepreneurial spirit which is present inside every human being. So when that initiation lord is actually going in the 5th house, what is going to happen? Their efforts is actually more focused towards the 5th house activities. 5th house is the house of creation, creativity. This is also the house which represents your bachelor's degree. Although in the 3rd house lord going in the 5th house, this is going to kill the significance of education in your life. Because in the longer duration, if we look 3rd in the 5th, what is going to happen? Your education aspect have nothing to do with your career. So first of all, you need to be very flexible and very adaptable with regards to 3rd house lord in the 5th house. Next important point, here the initiation lord is going in the execution house. Okay, for example, you want to take your own startup, or even if you want to take some new initiatives. So 3rd house lord will definitely help you to take initiation, because this is a risk taking house. But this is not the house of calculation where you are going to do some calculations and these kind of a thing. That part is coming through the 5th house. I will tell you, this is also very wonderful combination. If your 5th house lord is also forming some connection with the 3rd or the 11th house, then this is purely going to be entrepreneurial chart. But on the negative side, what is going to happen? This is deeply going to impact their family environment. Because 5th house, I will tell you, this is the house of progeny, childbirth as well. And 3rd house, this is a malefic house, I will tell you. The planet that is the controller of the 3rd house also not going to be considered good in most of the cases. Although if it is friendly with the ascendant lord, that are some different scenarios, but still the controller of 3rd house is not considered good. 5th house is actually that trine house. It is a very pious house, or consider it as one of the most positive houses in Vedic astrology. So that negative lord, if it is actually afflicting your 5th house, this is going to put forth a lot of obstacles in your pathway. For example, this is your career span for next 40 years in your life. What is going to happen? You are going to face a lot of unstable environments most of the time. There are going to be a lot of speed breakers that are present in between. As soon as you are picking up your momentum, immediately you are going to hit your first speed breaker, and this is going to break all your momentum. Then you are going to have a little plain path. Again, that speed breaker is present over there. So this is going to give a lot of problems, struggles and hardships, particularly until and unless the certain maturity is going to happen in your life. Because from the 5th directly, that lord is going to aspect the 11th house. In a Kalpursh Kundli, 11th house is your hopes, your wishes, your desires. So this is going to give you a lot of ambitions inside you. Like, I want to achieve this thing, that thing, that thing, that thing in my life, and I want to become professionally successful, irrespective of any other thing. But that mutual aspect, even that 3rd house lord aspecting the 11th house, is actually going to create a lot of delays in your life. Because 3rd house is naturally the house of struggle. It means if other individuals, they need to fail 10 times to accomplish their aim and goal, you need to fail minimum 50 times to accomplish your goal as well. Depending upon the planetary conjunctions or retrograde also, these kind of situations might going to change. But I will tell you, even if the planet is retrograde, it means the same kind of churning of karmas are going to happen again and again in your life, or you will find sometime in the loophole, like in some kind of a system. And that is why these individuals, they don't go well with very systematic organizations or that kind of a thing. Even after their childbirth, depending upon whether you are a male or a female, this will also represents the conceiving problems. If the 5th house lord is very well dignified, then the scenario might going to differ. But if that is going in the 5th house, this is going to represent your struggling part as well, and that struggling part is going to come through education, career, and even with regards to your childbirth. But I will tell you, most of the time these situations are going to improve after the age of 35, because I told you this is respecting the Saturnian energy of the 11th house. Next, the 3rd house lord going in the 6th house. First of all, this is the first quadrant combination that 3rd house lord is going to make with the 6th house. And whenever that 3rd house lord going in the 6th house, consider it as a friend going in the friend house. Although depending upon the planetary zodiac sign, whether this is exalted, debilitated, which conjunction are actually in, but I'm talking about solely, okay, suppose only that 3rd house lord going in the 6th house, this is going to form a quadrant relation. Quadrant mean going 4 places away from its natural house. So what is going to happen, 6th house is your day-to-day activities, and 3rd house in the 6th house is going to make you a daily challenger, like you need that mental challenge in your life to do something. Because I will tell you, whenever that hardship lord 3rd is either going in the 6th house, specifically forming the 4, 7 and 10 relationship, this is going to be a wonderful combination. Similar case with 3rd house lord going in the 9th house, that is going 7 places away, because whenever any planet is going 4 places away from its original house, this is also going to offer the protection from that area of your life. Here what is going to happen, if the planet dignity is very powerful and very strong, you will be protected from your enemies. But if the dignity is very weak, there are going to be lot of hidden enemies that are present in your life. Even your family members are going to be your greatest enemies. Your siblings are going to be your greatest enemies with these kind of a combination. One more thing which you need to keep in your mind, 3rd house, I told you, this is your communication part. It may be verbal communication or by writing an email to someone. And 6th house is the house of your enemies. I sincerely and humbly request you to be very careful at the time of giving some kind of a commitment to other people. Whether it can be some form of a verbal commitment you are giving, or it may be some form of a written commitment which you are going over the email. For example, you are working in an organization and you are giving some commitments, or maybe you are a businessman, you are giving some commitment to your customers. It becomes very difficult for you to achieve that commitments, because what is going to happen, 6th house is the house of your competition. So if you are a businessman, this is going to screw your business. Even one most important thing, I told you, family aspect is going to be destroyed because 6th house is the house of enemies. So no matter what is your mental mindset or your mindset towards your family, this is still not going to play a very important role. Even I told you, if that planet is in a good dignity, still that is going to become the problematic, because these are the Dushtana houses. They are not considered good in Vedic astrology. Even this is also a very good placement if you want to become a lawyer, advocate, or even if you want to do something with non-profit side as well, like working with the NGOs, working in the field of spirituality also, because 3rd house, your subconscious mind, is in the 6th house aspecting 12th house, and that is where that spiritual axis is going to help them most of the times. Depending upon which planet is controlling and forming such kind of a yogas, at the time of decision making, you need to keep just one thing in your mind. Don't focus upon the logical side, okay? Because most of the time 3rd and 6th is going to do lot of calculation. This is actually the realm of Mercury. So Mercury is a pure logical person, whether that logic is there, that analytical power is over there, but most of the time logic and analytical power is not going to work with this combination. So you need to take the help of the 12th house, that is your intuition, that is your inner gut feeling, whatever your heart is telling you to do. So most of the time I am giving you this thumb rule, okay? Please listen to this thing. If you want to make any kind of a decisions with regards to personal, professional, maybe some financial decisions or any other decisions, please make the decision solely based over your gut feeling, because this combination is going to help you in some way or some other way. Because I told you some sort of blessings are also going to receive that lot from the 12th house. 12th house is a very open house, so that 6th house have the ability to extract a lot of energy. This is then going to form a lot of spiritual people as well, that individuals that in the later stages they tend to become completely selfless people, like they keep on sharing everything with other people. So I personally consider this as a challenging but a good combination also. Next, 3rd house lord going in the 7th house. I will tell you, marriage is going to become very problematic with this 3rd in the 7th, and depending upon the 7th house lord also, if the 7th house lord is also very weakly posited, what is happening, I will tell you, 3rd house is your struggles, hardships and challenges. So in which area that struggle, hardships, they are going in the 7th house, and that is your marriage. So your life partner is going to bring a lot of struggle, hardships and challenges in your life. If the dignity of planet is very powerful, very strong, what is going to happen, still the challenges, that problems are going to be there, but you have the problem solving skills, so you are going to solve that problems. If the dignity of that planet is weak, you will not be able to solve that kind of a problems, because you are going to have your own problem. Every individual, they are having their own mental, physical, other problems as well. And now that 3rd house lord in the 7th house, it means partner's problem of their struggles, their hardships, they are actually coming into your 7th house. Now it depends upon the matchmaking also, like how both of the charts they are going to play important role, whether they are cancelling some of the bad yogas in the chart or they are exaggerating that yogas. But depending upon that, we need to make the final decision. But I will tell you, this is going to bring that struggle, hardships and challenges over there. Even 7th house is the house of your partnerships, business, okay, not only marriage. So I humbly request you to never ever go into partnership businesses with these kind of a combinations. In the initial run, this combination might going to support you, but if we consider a long time span, like 10, 15, 20 and 25 years, then this is not going to be a good combination. This combination will never going to give you profits in the longer duration of time, specifically from the partnership angle. Because 7th house is the house of other people. So 3rd house, your risk taking ability. Other people, they have the ability to see, okay, this gentleman or this woman is having that risk taking abilities, that willpower, that courage is present inside this person. So they are going to identify you, and if they identify you, they put forth a lot of opportunities in front of you. Initially you might going to consider like, why they are giving lot of challenges to me, but here other people, they have the ability to judge you completely. They need to look into your positive, your negative qualities at the same time. So you need to first of all accept this placement, okay, accept the karmas that you have actually bring forth in this life, and just you need to focus upon giving your 100% in that area. This is the only solely remedy. There is no escape route, because I told you houses are fixed. In a Kalpursh Kundli, you cannot change your 3rd house. Even you cannot change your 2nd house. You cannot decide in which family I am going to take birth in this life. This is not in your hand. Some things in Vedic astrology are predestined, and something I told you that is in your hand. You can like make certain decisions, but some things are predestined. So this is, consider this as a destined placement where challenges and hardships. Here you need to understand one more thing. This planet is going to aspect your ascendant, okay? Ascendant is you. So consider this placement is also going to help you to build your own character. This is going to chisel your character, because this planetary combination is actually want to create a better human being. Depending upon your Lagna Lord placement as well, or whether that some planetary conjunction is forming over there, that is going to tell us the exact picture. But chiseling of character is really going to be very, very helpful for you in the longer duration of time. Even I have seen a lot of wise people with this combination, because most of the time these individuals, they actually extract the help from the Jupiter, planet Jupiter in their horoscope. Significator of the house is always going to help that house. Keep this thing in your mind, okay? So then they are going to become more wise people with the passage of time. Initially, this is going to create a frustration at the same time, because any planet in the 7th house or sitting in the 7th house is going to directly aspect your ascendant. So that energy flow from the downward is going to go upward. So this is actually going to create a lot of mental or power struggles inside your mind. That tug of war kind of a situation is happening, whether this is right or that is right. हिंदी में जिसको धर्म संकट कहते हैं. धर्म संकट मीन on one hand there is like complete darkness, here is also darkness. There is no pathway of escape. So that is actually dharma sankat. I recommend you to please chant the mantra of Kleem Krishnaya Namah. Om Kleem Krishnaya Namah. This mantra 108 times, okay, on a Tulsi Mala. This is really going to be very helpful if heard in the 7th house. Next important thing, 3rd house lord going in the 8th house. I will tell you, your mind, your mental programming is actually going to, whenever going in the 8th house of transformation, this is going to receive a lot of transformations with the passage of time. Because if you are actually fortunate enough to have this combination, what is happening over there, it means God have created a certain human being over there that is going to question a lot of mentality of other people. They are going to question a lot of things, whether this is wrong, this is right, I'm going in a right direction, or these things are wrong or these are right, whether the criminals are right or they are wrong, why they are going into that direction or that kind of a mindset. They are the real question bank, because curiosity is going to be at topmost level, be third in the 8th house. Even this is going to be a very scientific combination. If you want to become a scientist, go into the field of research and analytics, you want to become a share market specialist, broker, or whatever other all the activities. If you want to go into this field of forensic science, if you want to become a secret agent like a James Bond, this is going to be a very, very perfect combination. Because here what is happening, your risk taking abilities are actually molding with the 8th house energy, and that is the sudden events. So these individuals, first of all, depending upon the dignity of planet, if the planet dignity is very powerful, these individuals, they are very adaptable, because in the initial stages of their life, they are going to see all these struggles. Other individuals, they might going to encounter that struggles when they are going to be in their 35s, in their 40s and in their 50s, but they are going to encounter all that problems before the age of 25. They are going to see every aspect of the life with this kind of a conjunction. And what is going to happen by seeing that life from different angles and different perspectives and this thing and that thing, they don't bother much about their life and even what other people they are going to say towards them. At the same time, what is going to happen, this placement is also going to create a lot of hidden enemies inside your life. Like you will not be able to recognize them with the naked eyes. They are sitting with you, gossiping with you, they are drinking tea and coffee with you at the same time, but you will not be able to recognize them. You are going to consider, oh my goodness, they are my best friends, but they are not your best friends. On the back end side, some mental bad programming is going inside their mind. So that is going to become a very, very challenging placement. Even most of the time with that combination I have seen, this is going to create a lot of disturbances in your personal family environment also. And this is not only you and your family I'm talking about. 8th house is actually the house of your in-laws, okay? In-laws mean the girl side family or a boy side family. If you are a boy, then I'm talking about girl side family after marriage. So what is going to happen with this kind of a placement, the problems is not only actually coming through your own life. Your life is automatically solved, but this is going to bring forth the problems specifically from the relationship angle also. I have seen actually a lot of sufferings because I give consultations on daily basis, and I find such and such combination, then I take a note on the diary, okay, if this planetary conjunction is forming, so yes, these individuals, they have actually suffered in their life. Because most of the time what is going to happen, consider it as a love phase of the life. So they don't know like in which area or up to what extent I need to deliver love to other people, because they have no idea of attachment and the detachment in the initial stages of life. Although in the later stages they might be going to become very mature, but initially they are having no that idea. And what is going to happen, other people, they will take advantage of them all the time. I will tell you, they keep on giving love, care, affection, support towards others, but other people, they don't care like whether you are giving that thing or not, because here your efforts is going in the 8th house. So no one is going to see your efforts. You understanding what I'm trying to say here? 3rd house is your efforts. You are performing 24 hours a day. You are working hard, but no recognition. Even not in your family, not in your marriage, not in the love life, even in your career also. You are doing a 9 to 5 job. No one is going to recognize you. Like you are going to putting some efforts. No one is present over there. And that is why these individuals, they tend to become very lonely, secluded, and then they tend to lose interest in most of the life. I recommend all of you folks, whosoever have this combination, you are a very scientific thinker. So you need to actually focus upon the creation part. Leave everything behind. You just need to have food to eat. That's it. And you need to put forth and concentrate all your efforts in creating something. Because this is a scientific knowledge. If you specifically, your neurons will actually pick that part, you have the ability of creation. Have you seen the invention of electric light bulb? So that kind of inventor placement it is. Even if you go into share market, stock market, anything hidden, you have the ability to prove in front of other individuals. Like yes. Because here I will tell you, there are going to be 1000 attempts and you are only going to succeed one time. So this is that placement. Next important thing, now the 3rd house lord going in the 9th house in your horoscope. First of all, this is also going trine places away. Here what is going to happen, most of the individuals, they are traveling. And this is their karma. If I will tell you, depending upon the which planetary zodiac sign these conjunctions are forming or that kind of a thing, these individuals, they tend to live a most of the time most unstable life. Okay, because this placement first of all is cancelling the deciding factor of where they are actually going to stay in their life. If you ask me with this placement, please astrologer Nikhil, tell me where I'm going to stay in my life, I will not be able to answer that question for you, because both of these houses, they are actually consider this as short distance travel and long distance travel. So most of the time this is going to create a traveling, irrespective of wherever you are living, staying, or that kind of a thing. Because this is also going to be actually going to create an environment where you will not be able to stay longer for specifically maybe 2 years continuously, or maybe 3, 5 and 6 years. This is not going to help you to build that foundation over there. In order to answer this question where I'm going to stay, or if you want to look into the deciding factor, specifically look into your partner's chart if you are a married person, and look into your children's chart as well. If you are not married, then specifically look into your parents' kundli in order to decide that thing. Next important point, this is also going to be a very good combination to experience your Bhagya Uday. Bhagya Uday mean rise of luck through traveling. Because the more and more you are going to travel with these kind of a planetary alignments, the more amount of positive and wonderful results you are going to receive in your life. This is also going to be a very good combination if you want to write something, if you want to become a novelist, if you want to become a journalist also, if you want to actually go into different parts, even if you want to become a YouTuber, this is a good combination. Because here what is happening, 3rd and the 9th house, 3rd house is your communication, 9th house is your belief system. Okay, so these individuals with these kind of a combinations, they are very good adaptable with interacting with the foreign individuals as well. They are very good at the time of interaction with the foreign cultures also. Like they have that ability inside them to interact with foreigners, foreign people. They have that idea to came to know about that individuals more and more inside their life. So in that way, this is going to be considered a good combination. Even after marriage, this combination can also create a shift. Shift mean change of place, sthan parivartan is actually going to happen if the 3rd house lord is going in the 9th house, and that change of place is immediately going to happen after your marriage. This is also going to be a very wonderful placement, particularly if you want to work into the field of Vedic astrology. If you want to become a good Vedic astrologer, 3rd in the 9th is going to help you a lot, because first of all, 9th house is your Belief system, this is the house of your gurus as well. So by traveling, you are going to meet with that guru, which will actually help you in the initiation part of Vedic astrology. So your efforts must need to incline towards finding a right guru for you. This is going to be your main purpose or main karma in this present life. Now the third house lord going in the 10th house. First of all, this is going 8 places away. So you understand, whenever any planet is going 8 places away, this is forming a Khadashta combination. And if Khadashta combination is forming over there, this is going to create a lot of major ups and downs in your life. This is going to be that kind of a placement where you initially start working in one field, you put forth all your efforts, you create a platform over there, immediately that platform is going to collapse. Now you need to build that second platform. Immediately that is collapsing, you need to build that third platform that is also collapsing. And why this is happening? Because of Khadashta combination. Even one very important thing, if you are having this combination, I sincerely recommend you to do something of your own. Or you need to pick that one particular single thing which you can continuously do for rest of your life. That is the only solution. Going to job is not going to be considered as a good placement with this kind of a combination, because what is going to happen, this is going to create a lot of political environment, irrespective of which company you are working in, irrespective of which organization you are going to work. This is going to act as a suppression or halting factor in your life. You will not be able to give up to 100% of your efforts with this kind of a placement if you are working under someone else. Originally, if you look in the 10th house, that is the house of Saturn with the sign of Capricorn. And Saturn in the sign of Capricorn is a representation of individual that is working for just themselves, not for other people. So if you are going to job for just earning money with this kind of a planetary alignment, this is going to backstab you very, very easily. So first of all, here your intent must need to be very pure, and that intent must need to incline with long-term perspective. If you are working in a job where suppose you started at 25 and going to retire by the age of 60, then that is a good combination. But if you started working in a company, you are immediately collapsing, then I recommend you to look from the astrological perspective whether that third house lord is actually bringing me support in the 10th house or creating a political environment. The reason why I'm saying the word political environment, what is going to happen, these individuals, they have that efforts, energies to put into that job as well, but they are always going to work below the individuals of their own capabilities, and this is the halting factor. That is why most of these individuals, they tend to become completely fed up by doing a job in their life. Next important thing, third house is the house of your short distance travel, okay? And in the 10th house, this is also recommended for you specifically because planet sitting in the 10th house is going to aspect 4th house as well. So it might be there is going to be some affliction present in your 4th house. And here the concept of Vastu applies, okay? So first of all, depending upon the planet, keep the northeast direction of your home very, very clear. If with this combination you are forming or experiencing the problems in the career life. Next important thing, it is also advisable for you to keep on traveling. Don't become a constant person, okay? If for example your job is fixed, then you can change your places, go to new places and explore some new places all the time. This is going to be considered as a very, very good combination. Even with this combination, I will tell you, family aspect is going to suffer a lot, because most of the time what is going to happen, their family is actually going to complain like you are not giving 100% towards us, or you are not even giving a 50% love, care and affection. But they don't understand their efforts is actually in the 10th house, so they need to look for the 10th house as their priority. Even most of the time, if you individuals at some point in your life, if some problem arises, you need to decide between two factors, which direction to choose or which pathway to choose. I recommend you to go with the first house. Look in whichever area first house lord is going. If that is in the 11th house, 10th house and conjunction with that thing, you need to look for money. You need to go for actually work. But if it in that other area, so you need to go for family. This is most important. Next, I will tell you third house lord going in the 11th house. Wonderful and triggering combination in your horoscope. Because I will tell you here the entrepreneurial realm which I'm initially discussing in this video of the combination of third house, fifth house and lastly the 11th house. I will tell you what is going to happen. If the third house lord directly going in the 11th house, your efforts are actually going to convert into monetary gains in your life. But most of the time, these are that kind of individuals, they are actually looking for easy access to money. I made one video on easy money. You can watch that video if you don't know what is easy money. Easy money mean to say by putting less efforts, you are gaining a more amount of results. Like this much efforts are required and that much money is there. Okay. So this is actually that kind of a combination of easy money. But for example, third house lord going in the 11th house and in the 11th house cluster of planets are over there. Suppose planetary conjunction, third house lord is in a conjunction with all the other planets. Then what is going to happen? Not only the difficulties in your life, not only actually going to come through the third house and third house lord, the planets that are in conjunction with the third house lord in 11th house, that planets are also going to become a very problematic planets in front of you. First of all, I will tell you, if this combination is forming, if the more planets are over there, I humbly request you to never ever mix your income sources with one another. Because this combination, first of all, don't look for easy money, okay? Because easy money is not going to come with this combination. Although efforts are getting converted into gains, but the more easy money you are going to receive, the more that money is going to flow away from your pocket as well. It becomes difficult for you to save that money for longer duration of time. So first of all, you need to pick that one thing where you need to be consistent in your life for next 40 and 50 years, and you are doing that thing continuously, okay? Irrespective whether in the initial first, second or third year you are receiving some positive or negative results or not, but it becomes extremely important for you to stay consistent in one field. Secondly, from the mixing of money part, as I'm talking about, for example, you are having multiple income sources with this combination, okay? You are earning from maybe business income, rental income, share market income or some other income. Suppose if at some point you are facing some losses in your business, okay? So don't do like that, okay, let me take the profits out from the real estate and put into the business in order to balance that thing. Then this is going to create the major amount of financial instability in your life. Then I personally recommend you, then this is not going to be considered as a good combination. Even most of the time, this is going to create a wealth losing combination also. Like, although this is going to be the yoga of financial gains, you have the ability to accumulate wealth in your life. But at the same time, if the 12th house, your expense lord is actually involved over there, then this is going to be a combination where you are going to lose a lot of money. So it is very important for you to first of all be consistent and stick with that one thing. Even this is actually that kind of a mindset where individuals are looking for different options, okay? Like they want to go for this thing, that thing, this thing, that thing. Let me pick this thing as a career option, this thing as a career option, this thing or that thing. Because here energy is actually rendered in different direction, okay? So first of all, if as of now you are in that stage of your life where you are not yet find like what is going to be the best possible work for me to do for rest of my life, you need to spend some more time. Wait until the age of 35 or 36 and even sometime 38 as well. Because I will tell you, this is the house which is actually governed by Saturn. So you need to obey by the rules, regulation and restrictions of Saturn. This is going to give you results. This is not a denial of result. Here I will tell you, this is not denying anything, but this is going to give you only results in the longer duration of time. Next, third house lord going in the 12th house. Wow. Subconscious mind is forming a connection with your conscious mind. This is a very wonderful combination if you want to become a healer, working in the field of spirituality. This is going to be then considered as a very good combination. In the negative side, what is happening over there? 12th house is the loss, okay? It may be financial loss. It may be loss of your efforts, loss of your energy, and third house is your self efforts. So consider you are putting your efforts, and that efforts are going where? You understand? So you are putting 100% effort, but all that energy is lost completely. You will not be able to gain the results of your efforts with this combination, particularly the 100% results of your 100% efforts. The results are always going to be 50 or 60% based upon your efforts. So you need to put forth some extra efforts to achieve the results. Next very important part, this combination can create a permanent settlement into the foreign land and foreign country also, and I recommend you to must go to foreign land and foreign country, because then what is going to happen, the initial line I say 100% results, 50%, 100 efforts or 50% results, the only way to change that scenario is by traveling abroad, or you need to move away from your place of birth, minimum 100 to 200 kilometer away, where you are experiencing some different cultural background or some different cultural environment. Then this is going to be considered as a good combination. Most of the time with this combination, this is actually going to create a halting factor in your marriage. Planet sitting in the 12th house also going to act as a badak. Badak mean obstruction in front of you to get married. So most of the time, the place where you are currently residing is actually going to act as a badak, obstruction in front of you to not be able to find your partner. Even for example, you find a partner and your relationships are not sustaining, that are not happy with this combination also, you need to actually start shifting places, going from one location to new location to new location to all the time. This is the only way in which you will be able to maintain a good relationships with your wife or with maybe with your husband. Even with this kind of a combination, this will lead towards the major instability as well, because this placement is also not going to make the deciding factor, like where you are actually going to stay in your life. So first of all, with this combination, you need to take the help of your life partner chart. This is also a very good combination, particularly I will tell you, if you want to become a Vedic astrologer, if you want to work in the field of occult sciences, numerology, palmistry, or anything with the research, is going to be a very, very wonderful combination with this kind of a placement. You actually need to work with this conjunction, particularly behind the scenes. So then this combination have the ability to give you a wonderful amount of results. Now the third house lord going in the first house. So here the hardship, struggles and efforts are directly coming to your life, and that are coming from the family. First of all, third house lord in the first house, you need to first of all completely leave that aspect behind in order for you to grow in your life. Otherwise, third house is considered it as a house where this is going to like hold you badly. This is going to hold you. You will not be able to move forward. As soon as you start moving forward, third house is going to hold you back. No, come back here. So they're most of their time, their efforts and energy, they are getting completely lost, because here the efforts of their directions, this is not a good inclined direction. Even with this combination, I will tell you upfront, please try to stay away from family as much as possible. Family is the number one badak, obstruction creator over there. Siblings are also going to be the obstruction creating. This is actually that kind of a combination where at the age of 25, you are going to become the most responsible person of your household. Whether you are going to have the siblings that are older than you, your parents are still over there, but this is that kind of a combination where your mental maturity is going to far exceed your physical age. At the age of 25, you have that ability to think like a 35-year-old person. And why this is happening? Because of the circumstances. Because this combination is actually going to create a circumstances in such a way where you need to see lot of struggles in the initial stages of your life. Later stages, these might going to result into somewhere else. Sometime marriage is going to become a saving factor with this combination, because that is aspecting your 7th house, and sometime marriage is going to become a more destructive factor in their house. Like for example, these are that kind of individuals that before marriage they are living a very good life, or immediately after marriage their life is going down. So this is that kind of a combination. Sometime after marriage their life is going up. This is that kind of a combination. It totally depends upon the planetary dignity as well. You actually need to check that thing. Next important thing, this combination is also very good in order for you to form or create multiple income streams in your life, depending upon the first house lord as well. Because if the first house lord is also forming some sort of connection with the money houses, then these efforts are actually coming to you. So if you actually organize your efforts in one particular direction, this will give you positive amount of results. Because if you succeed financially in one aspect of your life, you can actually create a replica of that thing in all the other areas as well. Because success factor in one area of your life is actually going to create a reflection in all the other areas as well. So consider this as the same placement, where the success factor you are actually putting in one area have the ability to create a results in the other forms as well. Even don't hold any kind of a grudges towards anyone with this placement, because this is only going to declutter your brain, your mind. First house is you, your physical personality, physical self. And by constantly dealing with struggle, hardship, this thing kind of a things all the time, these individuals, they actually tend to lose their own identity. They tend to lose their self character, who they are actually. And then many individuals, they are going to blame them, like, no, you are a bad person, you are a this person, you are a that kind of a personality. But they don't know the initial hardships and struggles which they have actually faced. But I still recommend you, don't hold any grudges towards anyone. Even try to bless your enemies if you have this combination. Okay. Lastly, the third house lord going in the second house. First of all, I will tell you, third house is the house of your self efforts, and whenever any planet is going 12 places away from that house, this is going to create a loss of efforts in that areas of your life. Sometime if the planetary dignity is very powerful, loss is not going to happen. You are definitely going to receive its equivalent from some other area. Consider this placement of third house lord in the second house is like that. For example, you are putting efforts in this direction, okay, all the time, working hard, achieving hard, this thing, that thing, that thing. And you are receiving results from some different area. This is that kind of a placement. Because I will tell you, with third in the second, this is a loss happening, pure loss is happening. So no matter whether you are having a sound plan, sound goals, everything is going to be correct in your life. But the efforts in which direction you are going to put, you will not gain the results from that area. The results are actually going to come through some other area in your life. For example, you are working hard in a 9 to 5 job, but you are receiving a very less pay over there. So the results from other area might going to come through some other multiple income streams. It may be through share market, stock market, or it may be you are marrying a partner who is also very wealthy. So in that way, this is actually going to create that balance of karmas. Even one most important thing, this is going to create a lot of struggles and hardships, particularly in the family environment also. Lot of tug and war kind of situations are actually going to be happening over there. Lot of fighting is going to be seen between the siblings and the complete family environment. This is again that kind of a placement where 4 individuals are the family. Let us suppose 4 members. So every individual of the household is going to have a different thinking pattern. Mother is going to think in this way, father in this way, you in that way, and some in that way. So this is going to be a totally disruptive kind of a family. Even most of the time, I humbly request you, if you are having that third house lord going in the second house, the only way to succeed in your life is to first of all get rid of your family. Secondly, change your place, stay away from the place of your birth. And the third important factor is you actually need to incline your efforts and your energies in one particular field. Because this is also a one form or other form of distraction. You are putting efforts in this direction. Second house is your accumulated wealth, okay. This is your savings part. Third house is a very risky house. So for example, you are putting efforts in one direction and you are receiving result from that area of your life. But at the same time, with this combination, the money or the results you are receiving from that area, you are going to put into some different direction, and that is going to fail badly. For example, you are having a one good stable business, stable income source over there. It may be job business. You are receiving some money from here, and then you are putting that money in share market or some other business and occurring a losses over there. So this is that combination. your efforts are in this direction, losses in different, or if losses in different direction, gains are going to come from that direction. So that is going to be a very interesting and very wonderful combination. So I hope all of you have actually found some deep insights in this particular video. If you have any queries, any consultations, please do contact me at my email ID. And thank you so much all my YouTuber community for actually giving me this amount of platform, such wonderful care, affection, support, everything. I would like to personally thank each and every member who is watching this video from the bottom of my heart. Till then, please subscribe my channel below and make sure to please hit the like button if you really enjoyed this video. Share my YouTube channel with all your family, friends, members who are in love with the Vedic Astrology. Only in that way I will be able to grow myself. If you want to hit the super thanks button, you can hit the super thanks also. And till then, please subscribe it below or maybe follow me on Instagram. And I'm going to meet you very, very soon in the next video. Jai Shri Mahakal.